Some people enter life that is already moving, not because they are faster, smarter, or more deserving, but because the ground beneath them tilts gently forward. Doors sit closer together. Mistakes do not fall as hard. Time feels flexible, like something that can be spent carelessly and still be available later. Progress feels natural, almost unremarkable, because resistance is low enough to go unnoticed. Others enter life standing still, not from lack of effort, but because every step asks for permission. Permission from money, from distance, from rules written long before they arrived and unlikely to change when they leave. Movement here is deliberate, costly, watched, and over time, stillness begins to feel like a personal trait rather than a condition. No one explains this difference. It rarely announces itself as unfairness. It presents itself as normal. A child grows up believing the world is safe enough to try things. Another grows up learning how to calculate consequences before curiosity. One assumes tomorrow will arrive even if today goes wrong. The other plans as if tomorrow must be earned carefully. Both think this is simply how life works. And that belief settles early. That is why invisible advantages are quiet. They do not boast. They hide inside routines, inside accents, inside the confidence to speak without rehearsing. They live in the assumption that systems will respond, that effort will be noticed, that recovery is possible. When things work often enough, trust forms without ceremony. When things fail quietly and repeatedly, something else forms instead. And you learn to rely on people rather than processes. You learn to find shortcuts not because you are careless, but because long roads rarely lead anywhere from where you stand. You learn to solve problems immediately instead of designing futures that may never arrive. These are not flaws. They are adaptations. Humans adjust to where they are placed. In some environments, patience feels intelligent. In others, speed feels like survival. In one place, quitting and starting again is brave. In another, it is dangerous. In one setting, asking questions makes you curious. In another, it makes you exposed. These are not personality differences. They are responses shaped quietly over time. When people talk about success, they often speak in terms of decisions. Hard work, discipline, mindset. But decisions do not float freely. They are made inside environments that either forgive mistakes or remember them forever. So, some places allow failure to become experienced. Others allow it to become a label. Confidence is often mistaken for character, but most confidence is environmental. It grows when effort leads to results often enough that the world feels predictable. When effort feels disconnected from outcome, confidence shrinks and caution takes its place. Not because the person is weak, but because the pattern teaches them to be careful. Over time, this becomes identity. People surrounded by opportunity rarely feel lucky. Their confidence feels like realism. Their ease feels earned. They assume things will work because they usually do. People surrounded by obstacles rarely feel unlucky. Their hesitation feels like wisdom. Their restraint feels earned too, just in a different currency. This is how invisible advantages protect themselves. They disguise themselves as personality. Even ambition behaves differently depending on where it is born. In some places, ambition reaches outward. It imagines scale. It expects growth. In other places, ambition is protective. It seeks stability, security, and distance from risk. Neither is small. Neither is wrong. They are responses to terrain. But the world tends to reward one more than the other. When progress is slow, people internalize that slowness. They begin to feel behind even when they are doing everything right. They compare their effort to outcomes shaped elsewhere, on different ground, under different conditions. And comparison, when stripped of context, becomes heavy. And it creates a quiet kind of doubt. Not loud enough to stop you, but persistent enough to follow you. A feeling that you are late to something everyone else seems to understand instinctively. Meanwhile, those born into momentum rarely notice it. Progress feels natural. The road feels flat when it has always been gently downhill. This is not blame. It is observation. And no one chooses where they begin. But everyone builds a story to survive it. And some stories say, if I push harder, everything will change. Others say, if I'm careful, I won't lose what little I have. Both make sense. Both are shaped by experience, not imagination. The danger comes when these stories are treated as universal truths instead of local adaptations. When one way of surviving is mistaken for the correct way to live, people begin to doubt themselves for responding appropriately to their reality. And yet, something else forms in difficult beginnings. So, scarcity sharpens awareness. Constraint trains perception. People raised without invisible advantages often learn to read situations deeply, to sense shifts early, to navigate uncertainty without instructions. These skills rarely show up on paper. They are invisible too, but they matter. And understanding this does not erase inequality. It does not romanticize struggle. It does not promise escape. It simply reframes the experience. You are not slow. You are navigating different ground. You are not behind. You are carrying weight others never had to consider. Some lives are harder before they begin, not as a tragedy, not as an excuse, but as a context that makes things make sense. And if this stayed with you longer than you expected, don't rush past it. Some thoughts are not meant to motivate action. They are meant to quiet the noise long enough for clarity to settle. Understanding does not free you instantly, but it gives you orientation. And from orientation, movement becomes intentional instead of desperate. And some truths are not meant to inspire. They are meant to steady you. This is one of them. Thanks for watching.